today we are going to be talking about Trisha Paytas and hot tea.
And a drama channel called Hot Tea.
The YouTuber known as Hot Tea.
I think her YouTube channel was Hot Tea.
Trisha hates her and her channel is going to get deleted.
She's not allowed to post on her YouTube channel anymore, and I think Trisha Paytas deserves to have some consequences for this.
This situation was overall pretty messed up.
I have to speak about this because this is about the new copyright system that YouTube have recently put into place where anyone on this platform can strike anyone. It's genuinely nuts. This person hasn't abused copyright.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now, it has come to my attention that a lot of you don't actually know the lore behind the little legal dispute that I had with Trisha Paytas many years ago, so I thought it would be a fun time to create a story time on it, because why not? But before we get into it, I want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video, which is HelloFresh. HelloFresh delivers fresh, quality produce from the farm to your kitchen within a week. They curate several recipes for you depending on your own personal customized needs. They will buy all the groceries that you would need for that recipe and ship it to your door. So all you have to do is look at the recipe and make it. It's actually amazing. They have over 50 plus recipes, and I'm a vegetarian. Well, I eat fish. I'm a pescatarian, but I have never had an issue with finding recipes that I absolutely love on HelloFresh. I just made this Vietnamese ginger shrimp recipe, and I ordered it for 4 people so I could make it for my whole family, and oh my god, they were obsessed. They were like, what? We didn't know you could cook. And I'm like, yeah, I'm such a great chef. Like, that was totally me. So if you want people to think you're just like this talented person, even though you're not, HelloFresh is for you. And some of you guys may know I just started my very first big girl corporate job this summer, and so I absolutely don't have any time to be going grocery shopping. So HelloFresh just has been an absolute lifesaver. Click the link in the description or use my code and get 10 free meals plus free appetizers for life. 1 appetizer item per box while subscription is active if you're in the US. Outside the US, the local discount will apply. And you can also pause it if you're ever going on vacation, or if you just don't want to cook for 1 week, or you end up going grocery shopping, you can just press a button. It'll pause your subscription for you and you can come back. So trust me, subscribe. I highly recommend it. Let's go on to the story. Before we get into it, I also want to give a disclaimer that I have absolutely no ill will towards Trisha. Although she hasn't apologized for what she did, this was happening during a time where she was on a lot of drugs. She was going through a lot of things. And so she just, I'm certain she has no recollection of this. And plus, I was like one of 15 people that this happened to, so she doesn't even know who I am. I am absolutely so happy for her, for the life that she has now. I'm so happy that she was able to get over all of that, and she has like Moses and her little baby. So I used to be a fan, took a little break. Now I'm a huge fan again. And yeah, this is just a fun little story time because yeah, why not? It's just something that I went through. Okay, so I just want to go back in time to, I think, around 2019. I was an undergrad student, and I had started this channel. It was maybe like the second year of this channel, so it was sort of brand new. And I was a fan of Trisha's, and I wanted to make a video reacting to her Patreon account. So this video is actually still on YouTube. It's called I Paid Trisha Paytas $500 for an Instagram shout out. So in this video, I'm looking through all the little tiers that Trisha offers, and she has this $500 tier where you get access to her Patreon content and you can get a shout out on her Instagram. Now, I was sort of looking at this like a business. I was making money from YouTube, but honestly not that much. Maybe it was enough to maybe cover my rent, if that. So I was like, hey, if I can get this $500 shout out, which is actually like a pretty good deal for the size of her Instagram, and get some viewers from that, that's actually not a bad idea. Guys, I'm a broke student. I'm $35,000 in debt. I have no business. I literally have no business doing this right now. I'm just gonna be stupid and do it. Like, I'm just gonna do it. Trisha, girl, you're a hard worker. Go get yourself a new pair of ugly Gucci sunglasses with my money. Yes, as a broke student, I decide to purchase this $500 tier. I was like, in the absolute worst case, I can recoup some of that from like the AdSense that I make from this video. So I buy the $500 tier. I did not get like a confirmation of this, no response from Trisha. I contacted her a few times on the Patreon messaging app thing with no response. So after 8 days, I create an update being like, yeah, I never got a response from Trisha. I think I'm out $500. But she literally just ignored me. I mean, it doesn't like technically state a timeline, but to be honest, I don't think she's gonna do it. And quite frankly, I don't think she's gonna reply, because I also messaged her again on December 12th, which was 3 days ago, saying, hi Trish, I got the $500 tier. I was wondering when I would get my Instagram shout out. And still no reply. Which in hindsight, yes, I do agree. I was jumping the gun a little bit. I mean, 8 days was, because she could have been on vacation for 8 days. You know, we know she was probably on a bender, but you never know. It's 8 days, you know, it's not much at all. I just didn't want to wait for the next month because I would get a $500 charge, another $500 charge on my account if I waited another month. And because it was like a subscription service, and I was honestly just, I wanted to get the video out, and I was like, if anything, I'll create an update if she does give me the shout out or does get back to me. So I uploaded this video, and it does pretty well on my channel. I can't lie. I think today it's sitting at 96,000 views, which is pretty good for this channel, especially at the time. But it did get a lot of tea spill coverage. I remember Spill Sesh covered it, maybe Drama Alert, I think, covered it.
One of the tiers on her Patreon is a Instagram shout out for $500. And one YouTuber found out, well, she's not doing it. That's right. The YouTuber known as Hot Tea uploaded a video saying that she paid $500 for an Instagram shout out by Trisha Paytas and never got it. Come on, Trisha, give that girl her shout out.
And there was some major backlash towards Trisha, I can't lie. And this was a little bit of an overdramatic reaction, in my opinion. I couldn't tell why people were responding the way that they were. And it was definitely not my intention. I thought it was just a fun video. And then I don't know. Like, I didn't think I was actually out the $500. I thought it would come around one day. People were calling her a scammer. People were mean to her on the internet. I can see why she would have bad blood towards me and would want to retaliate in a way. A couple days later, I get a message from Callie, Trisha's sister, on Patreon being like, sorry about that, we'll refund you the $500. And I was like, great, I need the money for rent. Terrible. So I get the $500. We end the conversation on what I thought was a pretty good note, until I wake up one day to a copyright strike from Miss Trisha Paytas herself.
And Trisha usually uses this company called Superbam, and they basically just copyright claim any video that she is in. But what happened to Hot Tea, it says specifically that Trisha Paytas went on her account and copyright striked her. And Hot Tea obviously feels like this is due to what happened to her and her speaking her truth about the $500.
First of all, let's talk about copyright. Copyright is basically the right that a creator has to their creative works. So whether that be a YouTube video, a song, a book, a poem, you automatically have copyright ownership over that. So somebody else can't be like, I'm going to use this and make money off of it, or even not make money off of it. If someone is infringing your copyright, you have two options on YouTube. You can, one, issue a copyright claim, which says, hey, you're using my content. Any money that you make from that video is now mine. Or the second option is to issue a copyright strike, which is saying, hey, your video now needs to get deleted off of YouTube. And not only that, but now YouTube fucking hates you. And you have a copyright strike against your channel. And if you get 3, not only are you going to be permanently banned from YouTube, but you can't create any other accounts either. So Trisha really thought that this situation was bad enough that she would sit down and issue multiple copyright strikes against my channel. After the first one, I get really scared, so I sit down and I private every single video of Trisha's that I have on my channel. And a lot of my content back then is similar to what I have now. It's a lot of like commentary, it's a lot of summary videos, but for the most part, it's like 75% me talking, 25% just clips of Trisha's, or whoever it may be. And I have like a lot of videos on Trisha. I can't lie, I probably had like upwards of 30 videos about her. So I sat down and I privated every single one. After that, somehow a second strike gets through on one of my privated videos. Now my theory is that she had already struck it, and then I privated it, and then there was like a delayed process on YouTube, which somehow got through. So whatever, now I have a second copyright strike, and this is when I make my second video on the topic, which is called Trisha Paytas Hates Me, and now my channel might get deleted. I was so sad. Like, I was more sad about the copyright strike than I was about the $500 initially. So now I'm really scared, and I sit down and I permanently delete every single video I have on YouTube that even mentions Trisha in it. Like, any mention of her, I'm like, delete. Except for one video that was still performing well, and instead of deleting it, I sit down and I manually cut out every single clip of Trisha's that I have in it. So now it's just like a video of me speaking or a video of text. I can't remember. So should be all good, right? Lo and behold, that is the one video that gets the 3rd copyright strike on. I now have 3 copyright strikes against my channel. I do not have any access to it any longer, and I have 10 days to appeal it, or 30 days, I don't remember, or else it's going to get permanently deleted and I can never create another channel. And making the decision to appeal it or not was kind of a big deal as well, because if you do choose to appeal on YouTube, you are opening yourself up to a lawsuit. So this is where people like say, oh, I didn't know you were getting sued from Trisha. Like, she didn't actually sue me, but I was opening myself up to a lawsuit. I actually had to sit down and write my personal information, my address, my everything, and send it to Trisha in order to appeal it. But I sat down and I did that, and I wrote a whole spiel on why I thought my content fell under fair use. Fair use is basically something that's saying like, hey, yeah, I'm using your content, but I'm doing it in a fair manner. I do have a right to use it. There are a number of factors that courts use to determine whether or not content falls under fair use. There's no one factor that's more important than the other. They do really take a holistic approach for this. One of the factors is whether the purpose of your use is commercial or not in nature. Sure, mine was commercial. The second is what the nature of the work is, whether it's published and more factual or unpublished and more creative. The third factor that they look at is the amount of the work that you used with respect to the actual additions that you made. So are you creating like a 10-minute video where 9 minutes of it is actually somebody else's work, or are you creating a 10-minute video where 30 seconds of it is somebody else's work? That's a factor that they consider. And for me, a very small portion of my videos were using her content. I was using clips of her, but it was maybe like 25%.
Hey guys, so I figured out a way to actually see the video that had been removed by YouTube from a copyright strike. So this is the video that got copyright striked by Trisha Paytas. It's 3 minutes and 1 second long, and we're just gonna play it and see if it has any copyright content. There's just no audio in it. Also, in her video, she was trying to like play the victim and say that my small channel had no way of being recognized. But as you can see right here, I clearly linked the full podcast in my description. Yeah, I gave credit. I didn't use her content. This is the other video that got striked, why Trisha Paytas doesn't trust Gabby Hanna, and I did use content from her. And then I went ahead and I calculated the number of seconds that I took from Trisha's videos into my video, and the total turned out to be 25%. I know this is mathematically not correct, but it actually turned out to be 25% of the full video.
And then the fourth and most important factor, in my opinion, in this case, is the effect on the potential market, which is whether or not my videos were impacting her business. Because my little channel, which probably had like 60,000 subscribers at the time, was not taking away views from her like 5 million subscriber channel. Like, it just mathematically couldn't. So I sat down, I wrote down all these factors, and funny enough, this was my first exposure to anything legal, and this is what made me interested in wanting to go to law school. And now I'm like 2 years in, have 1 year left until I become a lawyer. So thanks, Trisha, I guess. I send in my appeal, and now Trisha has 10 business days to either drop the strikes or start an entire lawsuit against me, which was very scary. And these were the longest 10 days of my life, by the way, because it was around the holidays. And so every single holiday and every single weekend would not count as a business day. It probably took like 20 days genuinely for me to get back on this. And it was like 20 days of me thinking I was actually going to get sued from Trisha Paytas. Although I didn't have any money. Like, I had zero money. I was like $35,000 in debt from like my student loans. But like, I didn't know. I know nothing. You know, I was just like, I was so scared. Obviously, Trisha was not gonna fucking sue me because there would be no point. I had no money. But after I get this third copyright strike, I actually reached out to sesh to see if she can post a little clip for me because I didn't have access to my channel anymore. And she was so sweet, she did. And this is what she posted.
So, Spilly from the future here talking, guys. As I'm editing this, I just wanted to say that Hot Tea actually got a third copyright strike today from Trisha, and she reached out to me on Instagram because she is not allowed to post on her channel anymore, and she has this message for you guys.
Hey guys, this is Hot Tea. There's a very high chance that as of this time next week, my channel will be terminated. But it's not the end of the world because I can always start from scratch. In fact, I did create a backup channel. It's Ray Rahimi. So if you guys want to follow me on there, that's where I'll be posting if my channel does get terminated. I just can't believe that this all started from me trying to pay her $500 for an Instagram shout out. This happens all the time where big YouTubers take advantage of the copyright policies on YouTube to kind of screw over the smaller YouTube channels.
And then I created a second channel where I was posting updates on the situation throughout this time. I actually now deleted my second channel. I can get into why I deleted it more if you would want an update, a life update type of thing. I would love to do that. Let me know in the comments down below. And Trisha actually talked about this on her channel at the time too.
And she like re-uploads pretty much the entire thing. Like, okay, she cuts like 10 minutes out of the video or something to condense it a little more. It's my entire video.
But it's clearly not the entire video. If she's taken the video and cut 10 minutes out, it's almost like she takes little clips and then puts her own thoughts and feelings and information in there. It's almost like that's what I do. It's almost like that's what half the internet does. And I'm sure you've put some of these clips in your video. It's genuinely nuts that YouTube have allowed creators to have this power. It's basically a power for big channels to pick on smaller channels, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. And don't forget, people, in YouTube's rules or terms of service, it says if you make a false claim, you could have your channel suspended. And then if a channel makes a creative or transformative video based on another video, that is fair use. And if you abuse that, your channel technically should be taken off the platform or at least get some form of strike. But obviously, YouTube, they're not going to implement the rules here. When have they ever implemented the rules? Did they do it with Onision? No. They just said, okay, Mr. Einaber, you can have your money back.
Why are you attacking smaller channels? I don't understand why you're retaliating in this way.
I mean, a lot of drama channels use footage, and that's like fair use. And they comment on those things, and they do it to create more content on it. They're not just repeating the content, because if they were, they wouldn't be successful. And when Trisha decides to delete her channel, to delete Hot Tea's channel, she's basically deciding to end this girl's income. I don't know if she has another job. I don't know her life. I don't know her story.
I'm sorry, but if you do something worth talking about, people are going to take clips of your video and share them. YouTube 99.9% of the time is going to side with the person who issued the strike, side with the person who issued the claim, side with the person who has the bigger subscriber count, more money.
In Trisha Paytas' video, she's kind of salty because her podcast doesn't get a lot of views, but this one view that Hot Tea posted got like 250,000 views, and she's just mad that, you know, she's making money off of Trisha Paytas. And that's kind of the price you have to pay when you do YouTube. And in my opinion, she tweaks the video enough to make it fair use. She's analyzing it. She's doing something to make it original. She's doing something to make it kind of her own.
She tried to make it about like me using and stealing her content and driving business away from her, and not just at her being petty for the Patreon situation.
But there's this channel, and there might be multiples, but there's one specifically I keep seeing because they re-uploaded basically all the clips that I put up on my Dish with Trish podcast channel. So I have a separate channel for all my podcast clips. And, you know, they're like 8 minutes long or whatever, and they get maybe 50,000 views. Well, I saw this channel upload all the clips that I uploaded separately.
It was a 3-minute video.
In one video, and got like 250,000 views on it.
And once again, she issued 30 copyright strikes.
And then I went to their channel, and this person has done this before. Like, they basically just take my video, maybe shorten it, maybe edit it quicker, so it's like just a quicker video. As if I were to do editing, it would be the exact same video. Doesn't add like a little commentary, but not really. It's more like an introduction of what I'm saying in the next clip, basically. Pissed about the podcast one, because it's one thing to steal my videos, and I don't like that either, because there's some of hers that like I deleted and she still has up there, and like, and I could file a copyright claim because those videos are technically private on my channel, so I still have the link, and when I have the time, I will do it, because it's like a little bullshit. One, if the videos are deleted, they should stay deleted. Two, you can't just upload someone's full content. You just can't do that. Like, you can't upload their entire video and just retitle it something else or catchier or more clickbaity and like get views that way. That's like literally stealing, like, and it's stealing work. Like
this is just not true. My videos that she struck, by the way, were 3 minutes long. And they were summarizing probably an hour-long podcast episode of hers. So there's, mathematically, it's just impossible for me to have been taking her entire video. And again, like 70-80% of it was just me talking. Yes, I am. I'm just held back a little bit, but I'm gonna walk in like 5 minutes.
Did you look at the menu already?
Yeah, I did actually.
Okay, yeah, what do you want?
I'll get like the falafel.
Okay, awesome.
Bless.
Sounds good.
Thank you. See ya.
Okay, no problem.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Like, it was just giving petty about a bunch of different things. I don't know. Yeah, so I create the second channel. I create my first video, which is called New Beginnings. So dramatic.
As of now, there's a really, really high chance that my account is going to get deleted. So I'm just going to be posting on this one as a backup account and also just like as a personal account.
And then I also create this video called My Response to Trisha Paytas. These videos are so embarrassing.
I never intended to like sabotage your business. That being said, I had no idea the impact that I was having on your channel because you never told me. You could have literally just messaged me or emailed me or DM'd me on Instagram. I've had YouTubers contact me in the past asking me to take down the videos and I've instantly taken them down. I don't know if you watched any of my videos actually, but never once did I say anything mean about you or anything bad about you or talk about you in a bad light. But in your video that you made about me, you kind of worded it in a way that would make me look terrible. You had like kind of small little white lies in there as well. Like, you said after only 5 days of waiting, I called you a scammer. First of all, I never once called you a scammer. I'm not responsible for what other people are calling you. I never said that. And just also, I waited 8 days, more than 5 days. It's not a big deal, but it's just the tiny little things.
And then finally, the freaking 20 days pass and I get notice that she didn't file a lawsuit against me and the copyright strike has been dropped and I got access back to my channel and the rest is history. This was probably one of the most stressful periods of my life, but I only grew because of it. I went to law school because of it. She's grown afterwards. Like, everything is all dainty and rainbows now. I may have gotten worked up at some point in this video because like it would just like take me back to that mindset, but I mean, I was like 21, I'm 26 now. It was a long time ago. All the full videos I'm going to be linking in the comments down below if you're interested in going all the way back. Once again, thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. I love you guys. Bye-bye.